I'm out here on Venice and Hauser. Where's the Hauser sign? Oh, there's the Venice sign. I'm not sure, but yeah, somewhere around here. And well, just southwest of downtown Los Angeles, campaigning for Bernie Sanders. Now, when I say campaigning for Bernie Sanders, in my particular case, I mean campaigning as an elector candidate for Bernie Sanders. I haven't filled out the paperwork yet. I haven't submitted the paperwork yet. I filled it out, but they won't let me submit it yet because it's too early to submit the paperwork to be an independent elector for Bernie Sanders here in California. Did it in 2016. I plan to do it again in 2020, I'm already a candidate. I just haven't been able to make it official because, government. At any rate, but I will be campaigning for Bernie Sanders as president through the general election, regardless of who the Dems nominate, regardless of who the Republicans nominate, because Bernie Sanders is the best candidate. Bernie Sanders is the candidate I've been supporting for president above all others since long before he ever became a candidate for president. As a matter of fact, he's been my first choice for president since 1976. I've been watching him. He makes mistakes like anybody, but well, he does a good job and he works for the people. So, at any rate, got my sign out here. Not sure if I can even get that in view while I'm holding it. It's a 4 foot by 3 foot sign on top of another 4 foot by 3 foot sign, and then I've got this one. And see, can I get that in? Oh, gotta turn my camera around. Hold on. Yeah, getting used to this thing. Okay, so there's that, and this one. If I can get that sort of in view. A little bit difficult to do. I wonder if I just turned my camera upside down. Well, if the rest of this video is upside down, that's why. Because new phone, still learning how to use it. My old phone was text and voice only, and needed to get a new phone. So yeah. Like I said, I'll be out and around throughout the election season, both the primaries and the general election. I'm campaigning for the general election. Bernie Sanders is campaigning for his nomination right now by the Democratic Party. But I want to point out that the people also have the option of putting candidates on the ballot. California is the hardest state to do it in, and I do hope we can manage. I'm going to do my best to try to make it happen, but if he's not on the ballot, he will be a valid, certified write-in candidate here in the state of California. Not all states that allow write-ins require such certification. California does. It will happen. We did it in 2016. We will do it again in 2020. And if the DNC decides to pull what they did in 2016, they will be competing against us independents, and we outnumber them. So if you're an independent, join me, and let's support the best candidate. If you disagree on who's the best, that's fine with me. Support whoever you think is best. Get your candidate on the ballot, if you can. Make your candidate a certified write-in candidate, if necessary, in your state, to make your candidate available to the people in the general election. And by all means, when it comes time to vote, don't protest by not voting. That's an inaction. That's not protest. If you want to make a difference, get something done. Cast your vote for the candidate you feel is best in the actual election. Now, when it comes to the primaries, I'd say, vote for whoever you think is best in the primary you vote in, if you vote in a primary at all. And by all means, if you can vote in a primary, please do your research and do that. But as for the Democrats, any Democrats that are out there listening, they come in a lot of flavors. I mean, I know there are Democrats who call themselves Democrat, but when it really comes down to it, they're more anti-Republican. For those Democrats, I'd say, do your research on Bernie. He's definitely your best candidate by a long shot. As for those that are simply loyal Democrats that will do whatever the Democratic Party tells them to, you have my sympathy because you're giving your democracy away. But I will tell you, if you want your party to win, the best way to do that is to get with us independents and support independent candidate Bernie Sanders for the Democratic Party nomination, so that your party will have nominated a candidate who can win. Thanks.